All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the graduation of the May 2025 class. And to those joining online this evening, we want to welcome you too, and certainly thank you for carving out the time to be with us this evening. For those who don't know me, my name is Kevin Steele. I have the honor and privilege of serving as the Chief Program Officer here at K9s For Warriors. And before we get started, we always like to honor this great nation in a couple ways. We're going to start this evening by the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the playing of the national anthem. And today I'd ask everyone after the playing of the national anthem if you would remain standing for a brief period. I would appreciate that. At this time, please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance led by Warrior Trainer James Watkins.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As Memorial Day approaches, I ask each of you to join me in a moment of reflection, honoring the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Their courage, devotion, and selflessness have paved the way for the freedoms we cherish today. May we remember their lives, legacies, and never take for granted the price of our liberty. Thank you. Please be seated. We'd like to take a moment to say thank you to the Dogtopia Foundation for their continuous support of over 350 Warrior and K9 teams. Since 2021, the Dogtopia Foundation has supported K9s For Warriors mission through their Fetch It Forward program, where individual daycare centers across the country raise money to help support Warrior and K9 teams after they've graduated. We're so grateful to our Dogtopia family for their continued support of rescuing lives at both ends of the leash. At this time, please join me in welcoming the graduating class of May 2025. What a great day for a graduation, by the way, huh? Yesterday we did practice, and it was so hot we had to spray down the pavers so these dogs could manage the heat on the pavers. But a great evening for this celebration, and we're so excited to get this started. As many of you know, for the past for the 6 months leading up to the Warrior class, each Warrior goes through what we call the mentorship program, and it's really just a a time for a mentor or a previous Warrior grad to sit on a Zoom call or a Teams call to talk to the Warriors about what to expect in life with a service dog. They talk about challenges they faced as they went home with their service dog, obstacles they had to overcome, access issues at stores, you name it. They got firsthand experience from a warrior who's been there and done that. So this warrior was just the same. They've been attending those monthly meetings for the past 6 months. And this mentor for the May 2025 class is Warrior Bill Lenz with his service dog, Link. Bill, unfortunately, was not able to make it tonight to graduation. But Bill, if you're out there watching, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you, man, for all that you do for us, this organization, and these warriors. I am so proud of how far you've come since you graduated, and we are eternally grateful for the work you do for K9s For Warriors. We do have some certificates for you and Link, so we'll get those in the mail to you soon, and you can look forward to those. But thanks so much for your time and efforts with this class. I'd now like to introduce each of the Warriors and their service dogs and share with you a little about each. First, we have Tony and Liston. Liston was sponsored by Eddie and Mary Allen. Are you out there with us today, Eddie and Mary? Okay. Well, we thank you for all that you've put into making this partnership happen. And this is, by note, their first dog sponsorship. So again, we are so grateful to have you on the team. Liston has been named in memory of Mrs. Allen's late father, who served as a drill instructor in the United States Marine Corps. She honors his legacy in this meaningful way, connecting his values of dedication and leadership to the mission. It's a profound gesture that keeps her father's memory alive while supporting a cause close to her heart. Liston was provided by Love in the Lead and trained by Jacob Weiss. Next is Mark and Mags. Mags was sponsored by Lieutenant Dennis W. Zelinsky II Memorial Fund and co-sponsored by John and Valerie Magione. As a child, John Magione's nickname was Mags. He wanted to name their sponsor dog after his childhood name, which he treasured. Mags was provided by Van Hendricks K9 and trained by Devin Fedler. Next, we have James and Jackson. Jackson was sponsored by Weaver Family Advised Fund, created by Wayne and Dolores Weaver. Dolores is a prominent philanthropist in Northeast Florida. Jackson is named by Morgan Weaver, who said, "My 14-year-old Labrador Retriever, Jackson, has meant the world to me and has become my truest and most valued companion. She's getting close to the end of her life, and I would love to have a dog named after her to share the same joy and comfort with someone that she has for me." Jackson was fostered by Leslie DeRusso and Stephanie Ridley and family. Is Leslie and Stephanie out there today anywhere? Okay, well, we certainly want to say thank you for your commitment and your contribution to this pairing tonight. And Jackson was an owner surrender by Eric Wilson and family. Are you out there, Eric? Okay. Jackson was a graduate of the Pause for Change program under the supervision of Lisa Harrell and was trained by Meredith Sullivan. Next, we have Troy and Charlie. Charlie was sponsored by Lieutenant Dennis W. Zelinsky II Memorial Fund and co-sponsored by John P. Keevy and Christian Brothers Academy. Charlie is named after John's childhood pet. John wanted to make sure that the memory of his beloved childhood dog will live on in this Charlie and bring his warrior comfort. Charlie was provided by ECT K9 and trained by Tracy Kindig. Next is Sebastian and Map. MAP was sponsored by R&DA MAP, who is watching online tonight. Thank you for joining us online this evening. MAP stands for Military Assistance Program, the organization founded by Don Vatipel and Barney Rosner in 2006 to provide support to wounded veterans across the military services. MAP is the 14th dog sponsored by this organization. MAP was fostered by Daniela Casio. Are you out there, Daniela? I'm expecting hands up there, but I don't see any tonight, but we certainly want to acknowledge them either way. MAP was provided by ECT K9 and trained by Mindy Brown. Next is Anthony and Al. Al was sponsored by Albert and Sally Lutz and the Agnes Seifert Foundation. Is Albert and Sally out there? Yes! Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate all you've done for us. Al is named in loving memory of Albert's father, a World War II Navy veteran who served in the Pacific. And Al was fostered by Brian Pace and family. Brian, you out there with us tonight? Thank you so much for being here this evening and for fostering this amazing dog. Al was provided by MSAR Canada and trained by TJ Wright. We do have one more warrior who is graduating with this class. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency that he had to get back home for, so we graduated him a little early, but I'd still like to recognize him and honor him for his efforts throughout the class. And that warrior is Christopher with Brio. Brio was sponsored by KTR Group, which is a company that specializes in the production and distribution of innovative and safe pet products to pet owners and retailers. Their offerings include toys, treats, and accessories. Brio was selected as KTR's chosen dog name as it is the Gaelic word for strength. Brio was provided by Van Hendricks K9 and trained by Danae Jernukian. Christopher, let me just say, if you're watching online, we are incredibly proud of you, proud of all that you've accomplished throughout this past 3 weeks, and we look forward to hearing about how your journey goes as you settle back in home. At this time, if you would please join us in hearing from our class as they thank those who were instrumental in getting them to this day.
I'd like to thank my entire family for their support, especially my wife, the anchor of our family and my most loyal supporter. I'd also like to thank the entire K9s For Warriors staff for everything they've done for me, and to my classmates. Sorry I'm not there with you today, but it's been real good working with you guys and getting to know you. We'll stay in contact. Thanks again for all your help.
I want to thank my wife, my family for their support throughout this endeavor, Armando and Dan for being great instructors, our house mom for taking such good care of us, and all the K9 For Warriors staff for helping every step of the way.
I want to thank Wayne and Dolores Weaver for sponsoring Jackson, Morgan Weaver for Jackson's name, and Shari Duval for her vision in founding K9 For Warriors. I'd like to thank the rest of the K9 staff, the warrior trainers and the K9 trainers.
I would like to thank MAP's sponsor, R&DA MAP, the K9 staff, my wife and kids, MAP's trainer, and the whole K9s For Warriors organization.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Albert and Sally Lutz, the Seifert Foundation, and K9 For Warriors for this life-changing opportunity. I would also like to thank my family who has been beside me this whole time while I've been making this wonderful journey.
I want to thank my wife, Trish. Without her, I wouldn't be here. I also want to thank everyone at K9s who do what you do to make K9s For Warriors a first-class organization.
Grace. It's a word that they've been using a lot around here as we talk about our training. It means unwarranted favor. We're supposed to give ourselves grace as we go through the training. And I just thought to say thank you for the grace you've given Liston and I. We're both very grateful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our warriors of the May 2025 class. So for those who have joined us for the past few months of graduations, I've taken a little time each graduating class to talk about some of the updates and some of the new things we're trying here at K9s For Warriors. My goal with these warrior classes is simply to immerse them in the day-to-day things that they will encounter in life, throughout life, no matter where their journey takes them. So we go to a lot of different places. If they have a goal of returning to work, if they have a goal of going back to college, if they want to spend time with their kids, whatever their goal is, with the use of their service dog, we try and tailor fit our training to meet that need and to show them that they can do that. They can do these things. Even if they might be challenging and a bit overwhelming and cause them great anxiety, they have seen over these past 3 weeks, as we've taken them to all these different public places, that they can do this, and their service dog will be with them every step of the way. So I'm real excited to share with you this evening for this class. You may have already seen it online if you're following us and have seen the pictures, but this class enjoyed a day of putt-putt with their service dogs this week. They went out and played some miniature golf, had a nice little competition between them, and learned about how to use their dog in those kind of scenarios. Where do they put their dog? What do they do with them? What do I do with my hands, right? And how to use the dog in environments like that. I mean, the hope is when they go back home, and those with kids want to enjoy an amusement park or a night out with the family for some miniature golf or whatever it is, they not only have been there and done that now, but they have the courage or hopefully the courage and certainly the knowledge to do it on their own. So that's my goal with these classes. You may have also noticed when you came in a program that I hope each and every one of you got this evening. That's brand new for this class. We've been working hard together to come up with a graduation program that you could take home as a memento of this occasion and as a token of our appreciation for your contribution in making this all work. Because I've said it time and time again, this does not work without you and your help and your support. So I hope you like it as much as I do. We did put a lot of thought into this. But take it home, keep it as a memento, a souvenir, whatever you want to call it, but I thought it would be a nice addition to graduation, so I do hope you enjoy it. To the Warriors, I can't tell y'all how proud I am of you after this past 3 weeks. If you'll remember on day one, or the first full day of training, I came in and introduced myself to you at lunch. And I always try to be as honest and transparent as I can be. And if you'll remember, I said, you're going to have fun, but not every day is going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge. You're going to face moments when you're filled with great anxiety. You're going to be brought back to places you probably don't want to be brought back to. But the difference now is you've got a battle buddy by your side. And I hope that you found with the use of your battle buddy, when you use your service dog for what he or she is for, you can do anything and everything you set your mind to. I like the saying from Henry Ford where he said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And that's absolutely right tonight. If you think you can and you will accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. If you think you can't, you won't. My challenge to you is you've been forced to train these past 3 weeks to go to places that I know many of you probably didn't care to be in, but you've done it. And you use your service dog, and you use the tools that you've learned to be successful in those environments. When you go home, now you got to understand that it's on you. We're not going to be there to make those corrections and to identify what the dog's body language is telling you, or to tell you what to do with your dog in any given moment. You now have the tools to do exactly that on your own. But I will also warn you that just like you and I, if we have a special skill and we don't use that skill routinely, we will lose that skill. This is a skill for these dogs. They've trained long and hard to be who you need them to be. And if you go home and don't continue to sharpen those skills each and every day as your dog settles into your environment, you're going to end up with a family pet. And there's no other way to say that. I just want to be very open and honest with you because I've seen it, and it's unfortunate when it happens, but it doesn't have to be that way. Just with a little training, a couple times a week, 20 minutes of formal training, and lots of little training sessions in the house. I often say, if you sit down and watch a movie, put your dog in an under, put it in a down, whatever, just practice. that it will keep the dog's skills sharp, and you will be able to use your service dog for years and years to come. I wish you the best of luck. I've really enjoyed watching you go through this journey, and I cannot wait to hear how things go when you get home. And one last thought, I'll leave you with this. We are, as a K9s family, a rather large family now. But my goal as the Chief Program Officer is that we always have the small family feel, if that makes sense. I want each and every one of you to feel a part of this family and feel that you are supported and you are the most important thing in our lives each and every time you call and email us. So please reach out to us. Let us know how things are going. If they're not going well, tell us that. We'll help you. We'll be there for you every step of the way. You are part of the family now, and I'm proud to call you part of the K9s family. All right? So good luck, everyone, and I wish you nothing but the best. With that, that concludes tonight's graduation ceremony. I will remind you, as I always do, this brown line you see across the deck right in front of me, this is the no-go zone. If the Warriors are feeling up to it and they want to say goodbye, let you love on the dog, visit for a little while, they will certainly meet you at this line, but we just ask that you please respect their space and not cross that line as you come up to visit and say your goodbyes. That's it. I appreciate you coming out and celebrating with us this evening. I'm so proud of this group, and I'm excited to see how things turn out for them. But thanks again for being here. God bless you, and God bless America.